Good morning and welcome to the Gary Abbott YouTube channel. Hey, it's been a little while since I put out a video. Been a little busy. One thing that has happened is I came back to New England and after retirement, I retired last year, and many of you saw the video that I got a accommodation from the governor. In the accommodation, he declared me the mayor of the Villages, which was funny because some people that knew that I had started a YouTube channel as I was retiring. After retirement, I got a phone call earlier in the year that I was being honored for the 2025 Construction Industry Ethics Award. One person each year in New Hampshire gets chosen as being awarded the Ethics Award for their outstanding achievement in that. And I felt really proud of this because who gets awards after they're gone? That really meant a lot to me. So I received the award at an awards banquet that I'll show a little clip, which was great, a lot of fun. Saw all of the people I had worked with before, and it was great to receive such an award, so I was glad to do that. The other thing that I've spent some time doing is I do have a Airstream Class B van that I traveled in for the last 9 years across the country, which was great. Kind of not really the van life like you see with teenagers, but me and my wife traveling to all of the national parks and those kind of things. So I've been busy trying to finally sell that. Been showing it a lot. I think I've turned into a car salesperson on the side. So I've been busy, but then on top of it all, I tried to do this video 3 times. Once I tried outside, walking around. I've tried inside my van, trying to do this video. And then I've tried it even inside. And every time I've finished it, I don't like it. And so here is my final time trying it. I'm very confident that this one is going to be it. So I get a lot of comments, and I read the comments, and they turn out to make great videos. And one of the things with the economy the way it is and how many homes are for sale in the Villages, questions, why are there so many homes on the market? Why? And I have done videos on that. There's a lot of different reasons. So I think you could talk to any one person and get a different answer of why they're moving. And I've tried to address that in others, but I continue to get comments that, yeah, it's understandable what they're getting, and not wrong. So I had one that kind of put up all of these reasons, and I hear these. I've only been in the Villages for 3 years, and I hear these reasons over and over again, and it just kind of like, maybe it's my old age, I get a little like, ugh. One of my commenters, and I really appreciate the comment, don't take this wrong, but I'm going to talk about each comment, and I'm not going to read the entire comment. It's a long comment, but they had talked to some people visiting, thinking about buying, and it sounds like the people maybe they talked to are changing their mind. So they told them, the people living in the Villages, that fees and costs keep going up. Well, I've seen this in other Facebook page posts and all the rest. In my 3 years, yeah, it keeps going up, and it goes up by the same amount. Not as much as inflation, but it does go up. We're talking amenity fees. Tax rates, taxes, they go up too, especially with homes going for more and more money as homes went up through COVID and to today. The comment is that they got, and I take it they got it from people that have lived there a long time, there are no caps. And that's true. If I live there 20 years, it's going to continue to grow. I know that. But you will find that amenity fee a lot less than most HOAs and most development communities that there are for 55 plus. Number 2 was traffic. And yeah, I get it, traffic. Part of the traffic issue is the age of the people on the road. You recognize we're not getting younger when we move to a 55 plus. Everybody's getting on the road. I showed a video of a bunch of accidents in a row on the same day on the same road. So traffic is a problem. Is it more than where I live in New England? No, not necessarily. It's your perspective. I guess I want to just say this, and I'm going to say this probably more than once. It's your perspective. I anticipate traffic. Now, maybe if you live there when there was no traffic or no development like there is now, growing below 44, 44 is going to get a lot of traffic. And they'll have to deal with it, but at the same time, the residents are going to have to deal with it. When's a good time to get out there in that traffic and when it's not, with the new Walmart and stuff. So traffic is an issue depending on where you live. Medical, lack of, or how long or how far it takes you to get to medical. Yeah, medical's a little tricky in the villages. Many of the village hospitals, they like the Medicare Advantage plan so the regular Medicare doesn't apply in some hospitals. You might have to travel a little bit to get to a hospital that takes regular Medicare, which I believe Leesburg and others have those types of facilities. If you want to get to a premier hospital, yeah, you might have to travel a little bit, whether you're going to Tampa or Gainesville or some other area if you want to go to like a specialty hospital or a well-known hospital. But that's no different than where I live in New Hampshire. I mean, if I want to go to Boston General or Dartmouth, I'm an hour away either way to get to one of those types of hospitals. I'm not so sure that is a negative. That's just the reality of facilities. They're not going to plant one of those major facilities in the middle of the 55 plus community. That's just not my expectation. Be great if they did. Be great if they put one there that took all types of insurance. That would be even better. But there is this, you're going to have to do a little bit of research to get your insurance and your facilities that take it and your doctors. It's just a big struggle up here in the Northeast. Recently took somebody to the hospital. Hospitals are not what they used to be. If you think hospitals are bad, they're bad everywhere. That's what I've come to grips with that. It's just not the same. Help is not the same. Doctors and how they're treated are being pushed out. It's difficult everywhere. So if you find a good medical facility or doctor, go with it. Now here's another one, not feeling safe in the villages. Yeah, there is some crime, theft, things in the villages, but I live in a pretty well considered less crime than everywhere else in New England. But we had a homeless guy shoot 2 people. I mean, I don't think you can be immune from crime or some of the other stuff. But the villages, the people moving into the villages, the communities, how they're set up, you have a lot less than if you lived in Orlando or you live someplace else where, people don't get it. The villages, 3 counties, all similar type homes, similar type people moving in that are retired. They're not looking for trouble. This is not that. Now, whether people move into those homes that aren't quite, that's going to happen. It's going to happen. But is it worse? Yeah, it's probably worse here than it was years ago. Same is probably true for Florida. It's worse now than what it was 10 years ago. Again, I always hear these other items that you want to put on your list. Insurance, out of control. I read it every day. Everybody says, that doesn't live in Florida, insurance. Yes, insurance is a problem if you live in an older home that needs a new roof, or you live along the coast, or you live in a condo or high rise. Yeah, those places are taking a beating. But for your regular homeowner in Central Florida, shop around for insurance. I was very successful. I got a policy. It went up a couple $100, then $400, and then they want another 400, and almost doubling in 2 years. I said, stop. I shopped around, and I'm back at what it was 2 years before. I cut off about $700 off the bill. Let's put it this way. I'm not paying what I would pay in New England. It's hard for me to tell people insurance is a problem. Could be for you, depends where you live, depends on the house. Utilities and food prices, some people bring this up. Now, I had planned to take pictures of milk and eggs in Florida. It'd be a great video. So if one of you other YouTubers want to steal that idea, go ahead. But I have not found it any different. Food prices have gone up in New England just like they have in Florida. There might be some seasonal items that are a little different. You know, I can probably buy lobster less expensive than you can in Florida in New England. But that's not fair. I'm not picking oranges in New Hampshire against oranges in Florida. You've kind of got to look at the mainstays. The mainstays are pretty close to the same. I don't see the difference. Yes, I could complain that the prices have gone up from the past, but I can do that from any location. Utilities, my utilities in Florida are less than New England. Less than New England. Even the summer AC is less than New England. Do not say utilities are more expensive. Electricity is way cheaper in Florida than it is in New England. Way cheaper. Now, maybe if you're coming from Georgia or some other place, maybe not. But I'm just saying these things and the cost of homes. We have to put it in perspective, because perspective is really where you come from or where you've been. And my perspective has been, I've lived in New England all my life. I've purchased different homes and moved around. And I'm pretty much in a certain market that I got used to what the prices were. And when you sold a home and bought a new home, you kind of got used to it. I'm sure people in Florida are the same way. I think houses years ago and still today cost less for what you get than you do in New England. They cost more to get the same. That's kind of one of the dilemmas here, is that when you look at, say, a realtor average cost of a home in a state. Now, Florida is super big. Very hard to compare a single Maine or a New Hampshire or a Vermont state to Florida because it's so big and so much oceanfront that homes along the oceanfront are more expensive. But when you get to Central Florida, it's less expensive than the coast, and it's less expensive on average than New England. So it's lower. So the prices have gone up a lot over the last 5 years in Florida. But are they more? I know the average recently reported for like the Villages and some MLS was in the $400,000 range was the average home price. You come to New England, you're in that same 400, 500,000 for the average. So it depends where you come from. So this video is really about this one thing, your perspective. The other comment that was in this statement was people are just tired of Florida and moving out. They're just tired of it. Well, where are you going? That's what I want to know. Where are you going? Are you going to lose the benefit of the warmer weather? You're ready for cold weather wherever you're going to move? Or are you going to Arizona? Just where are you going that you get what you get in the Villages? Now, this is one thing that my wife said to me that I agree with 100%. If I lived in the Villages for 10 years or more, I may get sick of it. I may say, hey, that's, I did it. I've had it. Maybe I'm not going to the entertainment anymore. Maybe I'm not doing a lot of things. And I'm just, okay, I'm over it. We all get bored with wherever we are. Just the villages offers an awful lot. So that's really on the individual. But I can say the same thing here. I've had enough. Well, it sounds the same. I had enough with traffic. I had enough with utility bills. I've had enough with the cost of everything in New England. So it's perspective. Just keep that in mind when you're talking to people. Get where they're coming from. The biggest clue to me that the Villages was the right place was I lived next to a person who moved back here, home, which they considered home. They lived in the Villages for over 10 years. And they can't stop talking about it. That tells me something. They miss it. No matter what. Once they heard I was going to go there and maybe buy, they were just gushing with information. And they gave me more information than my Villages agent did at first. I had things I knew that they didn't know. I took that as, hey, they really loved it there. They came back because of family or to be where they used to be. I get it. You might go through a stage in life that you do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't use those items to not look at Florida. That's my thing. Do not look at that. And ignore the housing crisis channels on YouTube. I've shown that before. It just is pounding away that houses are going to drop. The problem is the pricing of houses in Florida can't go much lower because you can't build for less. And I think that's what keeps it where it's at. Your homes are not going to go for so much lower than a new home can be built. So I think you got a problem that if you're waiting for the crash, it's not going to happen. If you're waiting for interest rates to come down, I understand interest rates are. And I think the numbers of homes on the market has no correlation to the numbers that are moving there. I think you would find statistically the same number of people are moving to Florida. I don't know what the out-migration is, but people are still moving to Florida. Housing, 55 plus housing keeps on growing. Tells me that the baby boomers of the North are retiring and looking for something better than what they had. And they're moving south. Now, if this thing turns around, if this interest rates drop, if things kind of get better economy-wise, if the government could keep out of messing up the economy, you may see another boom coming to Florida. Now, people are going to criticize me for saying it, but I'm going to say you may see another wave because of the number of baby boomers finishing up retiring. So many people are retiring in the Northeast right at the moment that they're all telling me they're looking at Florida. This might be a time to look. This might be a time to at least gauge what you think. There's a lot of choices as a buyer because of so many homes on the market. But I hope I touched on some of these things that have been bugging me. I just want to put this out there. This is my honest opinion, not from a realtor perspective, not from a Villages perspective. I don't get anything. I don't sell Village property. Just me looking at it, and I wanted to pass that along. Kind of tune out all that negativity and take a look for yourself if you're interested in the Villages. Thanks for watching. I'm out.